BJ, it looked like the Rockets were this inexperienced team that could not score against a
Mm-hmm.
veteran team that knows how to win. Like, they played the game by and large, I felt like, on Houston's terms. It was a low scoring game. Houston just didn't have enough offense. Like, if you want to keep a game 95-85, that spells much better for the Rockets than the Warriors long term. It's just that the Rockets could not score, and the Warriors got Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I thought overall, if you would have told me that the Rockets were going to have, they were going to hold the Warriors to under 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have only, I think a couple guys scored in double figures, or two or three guys scored in double figures, 95 points, and you were going to lose by 10. I would have been like, no way. There was just no way possible. The inexperience of the Rockets showed up last night. And, and I'm saying this because you have these type of things happen all the time. You go through the growing pains of being a young team. And this is one of the experiences that you have, and we saw it and we witnessed it last night. You hold a team to 95 points. Steph Curry makes incredible shots. Okay, let's make this clear. Like, that's not normal. People making shots like that.
Right.
Okay. I don't expect him, I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't expect him to make 100% of those shots that he made. No, he may make 90% of them, but I don't expect him to make them all.
Right.
If you're telling me you play this bad, you were awful. I think they had, 19 or 20-something turnovers last night during the course of the game.
Yeah.
You play this way offensively. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler were terrific. You have a chance. So you should feel good about some things that you can carry into game 2 and moving forward. So they got this one out of their system, and they still, in spite of this, Vinnie, they still had a chance to win this game. And they were awful, especially on the offensive end. Now, the one thing they're going to have to really improve on, because remember this about the Warriors. The Warriors have been the best defensive team in the league since they've acquired Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Last night, while we're talking about holding them to 95 points, they held the Houston Rockets to 85 points.
Yep.
Okay. So now they're playing with a form. They're talking about the Golden State Warriors, in which they don't have to play well on the offensive end, and they can still grind out a game and win. Very positive for them to do this on the road. So mission accomplished from a veteran team. They came there, they got one. Now they have an opportunity to get two. But more importantly, the Houston Rockets have to figure out how to play as a team on the offensive end, because the Golden State Warriors have shown now that they are an elite defensive team in the playoffs. Ball movement, player movement, they should be hammering that in the next couple of days. How to get the defense to move from the strong side to the weak side so that they can get easier uncontested shots. They do that and hold this team to 95 points. They should be able to win and recapture home court advantage, but it's going to be difficult moving forward.
B, there were a lot of things that I saw that were alarming for Houston yesterday. Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet. You can't have your starting guards go 4 for 19, 3 for 15. You mentioned the turnovers, 16 turnovers last night.
16, yeah, is that right?
You shoot 20% from 3. You shoot under 40% from the field. So much of that is Golden State's defense, right? A little bit of that is the inexperience, but you mentioned it, BJ. Their defense, you can put as much as you can put Steph at the point of attack and maybe try to exploit him, but everybody runs pick and rolls. You wind up switching a lot. You can have Jimmy at the point of attack. You can have Draymond at the point of attack. You can have Draymond at the rim. There's only so many ways that I think Houston can actually score in this series in the half court. They're going to have to force a lot of turnovers. They're going to have to get out in the open floor a lot. Like, this is the fear if you are the Houston Rockets. Like, be there, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this one. There's ways you can win in the 82 games that you cannot win in 7. There's ways that you can win in a one-off regular season sort of setting when you're playing 3 and 4 nights and I'm just playing harder than you and we got better athletes than you, that generally you cannot win in a 7-game series when I'm locking in on everything that you do. And it's so much about who can get a shot. There isn't anybody next to Alperen Şengün that I would trust, oh yeah, you're going to get a shot for me on Houston. And you're going to get a shot, a high-quality shot, against that type of defense. Like, the formula for Golden State is not Stephen Curry going for 40. The formula is, let's lock you down and we'll have just enough offense to beat you.
When you're playing with the Golden State Warriors, like the Warriors did last night, the Warriors have a lockdown defense. However, they're very small. There are some things that the Houston Rockets can point to. I think the Houston Rockets had 22 offensive rebounds last night. Okay. They went to a bigger lineup with, what's the big kid? Steven Adams and Şengün. Okay. They know that they can get to the offensive glass and rebound. It's going to be very hard to win consistently giving up 22 offensive rebounds. So there's some things that happen during the course of the game that you can point to on both sides of the ball that you should feel really good about. However, the Warriors are going to have to clean that up. And I expect them to shoot better. They were like 6 for 29 or 6 for 30 or something from 3. So they're going to do better. They're going to get better from there. The Warriors, on the other hand, really executed their offensive schemes much better. And it always looks better when you make shots. I mean, Steph Curry made a couple shots that were just like, I mean, they were deflating. Okay, they just deflated you, right? You play good defense for 23 seconds of the shot clock, and then he looks like a heave, but it's not a heave. That's just, that's what he do. I mean, that's what he does. He's going to make those shots. You have to live with those shots. You cannot get, sidetracked when you're playing against a great player, because a great player is going to be great. Now, if there's anything I would say to the Rockets is you have to move the ball, because the Warriors are going to take away the first and second option of your offense. Now, they're going to have to play collectively as a group. If there's anything that I can say to them, the Warriors are phenomenal. Draymond Green can anchor a defense. Now, if there's anything you can say, the Warriors are going to anchor. So you're not going to be able to pick on Steph Curry. You're not going to be able to pick on anyone on their team. Draymond is going to show up, and you're going to have to be disciplined to play against this Warriors team. And Jimmy Butler played great. I mean, when you think about this, Jimmy Butler was the power forward last night, and Draymond Green was the center.
Yep.
Okay. And then they they plug in the other guys, especially on the defensive end. So give those guys credit. It was a very nice win for them. One I'm sure they feel real good about, but they know their work is not cut out. They know their work is not done. They have a lot of work ahead of them to do with this group. This Houston Rockets team is a very good team. They have some good young players. Jalen Green and those guys did not play well last night. The Thompson, Amen, did not play well. No one played well other than Şengün. So I expect them to be better, and hopefully this series will go deep, because I want to see how good this Houston Rockets team really is. Right? I think they finished second, right? They finished second in the conference. So, but great win for the Warriors. I give those guys credit, and at their age, they're still battling. So I respect that.
I picked the Warriors to win this series for the very reasons that the Rockets lost last night. Not enough shot making, a little on the naive side. And when you win a game 1 on the road, that boosts your confidence as a veteran team in ways that it's hard to quantify. Now they smell blood. Now Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry and Draymond Green smell blood. And these are 2 guys, I need to say this, Draymond and Amen Thompson are on my Defensive Player of the Year ballot. Like, those were 2 of the 3 guys on my Defensive Player of the Year ballot. And I think Amen Thompson is going to win multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. I think he is that special. But at the same time, this is his first time going through this. and you're going through an experienced team that is going to test you a little bit. It's going to confuse you a little bit.